Welcome to a very special NCAA tournament edition of Inside IU Volleyball with Sherry Dunbar. I'm Dave Leno, exclusively for IUHoosiers.com. Certainly a fantastic weekend for the Hoosiers. They beat number 10 Illinois and followed in the same footsteps by dethroning Wisconsin. Then, more pressure on Sunday as the team had a viewing party at a local restaurant in town, and it took the last bracket revealed, the last portion of the Midwest bracket, to see you guys up there. And that jubilation by the team, that excitement, that celebration is something I'm sure you'll always cherish.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple years since I've been here that we've sat and watched it together, and we're a bubble team and didn't get in, and last year not being eligible, but having a good season, especially at the end. So, yeah, it was that suspense, which was kind of bad on our stomachs, but at the end, like to see, and it was so funny because most of us only saw at Indiana. Right. And so we didn't even see who we played to begin with. So it was just really cool. The kids were so excited and crying and everything, and it was just a lot of emotion. It's the way we play. It's kind of the way our kids are, and so it was really nice to see them that happy.
And you mentioned that not many people figured out that you guys are actually hosting the first and second rounds. Alabama, A&M, Tennessee, and of course Miami are coming to Bloomington later this week. And talk about what it means to host, because there are a lot of responsibilities, and the atmosphere will change a little bit at University, Jen.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's great that our administration thinks that much of us and wants to help us so much in the NCAA tournament that they bid to host, because number one, you have to bid to do it, and then the NCAA has to accept that. And it's wonderful to play at home. We're 11-2 at home, and I think that's a huge home court advantage for us. But it is, things change because of NCAA regulations, and I know with red zone seats, I'm not sure those are going to be here. We have to get rid of all of our Adidas stuff because of sponsor type logos and things like that. So it'll be a little different atmosphere with things, but it'll still be our court. And that's the most important thing, is that we're playing at home and our fans can come out and watch us one more time or two more times, hopefully. And to stay right here in Bloomington and sleep in our own beds is very, very important at this point of the year.
And you're one of 8 Big Ten teams to get into the NCAA tournament, and that's kind of special too.
Yeah, I think you always say the Big Ten is arguably the best conference in the country, but when you look at the NCAA tournament, we by far got the most teams in the country, with 8 and 5 of the teams in the Big Ten hosting. So, this just says a lot about our conference. We're very proud of it. There's great respect for our conference, and now that we're through beating each other up, I know that we all wish each other well and really hope that the Big Ten does well.
All right, after this, we'll talk with the seniors, Ashley Benson, Taylor Wittmer, and Martyna Popik. Stay with us.
And now we're joined with the senior class of 2010. Ashley, first question is for you. 4 years ago, all you guys came in the same time as Coach Dunbar. Did you expect this 4 years later, an NCAA tournament berth?
I didn't expect going to the NCAA tournament this late in my career here. I was expecting it maybe last year, but just going in general is always a great opportunity, and I'm really excited. And I think it also shows that this program is still building.
And Taylor, talk about that excitement. You guys play the Miami Hurricanes. What kind of challenges they present, and why are you excited to play them?
We're very excited because it's a different style of volleyball. They play in the ACC, obviously we play in the Big Ten, and they're a smaller team. I think their biggest girl that plays is like 6'1". So they're a smaller team, but they're a great ball control team, and they don't make many errors. So we're going to have to use our ability to block and our power ability to put the ball away to beat them. But it's definitely very exciting because we don't see teams like that a lot, and it'll be a challenge, but I think it'll be an opportunity for us to win over them.
And Martyna, you got to talk about not only exciting to be in the NCAA tournament, but you guys get to host it. Only 16 schools can say that. Talk about what it's like to play at home in University Gym.
Oh, we played great at home. We lost, 2 matches only, so we are very confident to be playing at home, and it's very exciting to be hosting the tournament.
Okay. And Ashley, one more question for you guys. We'll go down the line. We'll start with Ashley. Ashley, your greatest memory as an IU volleyball player thus far?
Oh, I think actually this weekend on Sunday, when just sitting at Lenny's, seeing everyone's expressions when we got selected. Right now I have chills, but just seeing all the coaches jump up in excitement, all the players, looking over at Kate, seeing her starting to cry. I just started crying. That's probably my favorite memory so far.
Taylor, how about you?
My It's probably mine too, but if I had to go with another one, I think it would be beating Penn State on our home court because they were like number 4 in the nation when we beat them, and it was just a great feeling to do that.
Martyna, what about you?
Number 1 would be the Euro trip, 2 beating Penn State, and 3 beating Minnesota my sophomore year.
Thank you, ladies. Back to you, Dave.
All right, thank you, Kyle. The Hoosiers will first face Miami, and that's going to be a tough contest. Miami, coming from the ACC, finished 3rd, right behind Duke and North Carolina. First in that conference in hitting percentage, 2nd in digs, and they have a plethora of really talented players.
Yeah, they're an interesting team. I mean, very different than playing in the Big Ten, so we're really having to analyze film a lot on them. But they had a great stretch at the end of the year and ended up beating Florida State in 5 sets, the match that we got to watch. And they have a great outside hitter in Lane Carrico, whose sister was the setter at Minnesota, so we know a little bit about that lineage, and she's done some great things there. But very talented team. As you said, great defensively, keep a lot of balls in play, don't make a lot of errors, and have done a great job this year.
Now, this is certainly challenging for you. Obviously, you're not playing a Big Ten school. Can you talk about, under the NCAA regulations, how that tape exchange works and how much film you really can see on them, because it's a totally different scouting report here.
Well, they get our last match, which was Wisconsin, and we get their last match, which was Florida State. And then if you can drag up any archives or anything else, which everybody does, to try to see additional film or TV matches when they were on that we taped, we all do that too as well, just to see as much footage as we can. Obviously, we know the Big Ten really well. Every year, you know, it's a lot of the same players, and even the new ones, a lot of us recruited. So we know a lot of tendencies and things like this, so you definitely have to do a lot more preparation when you get outside of the conference and start looking at different teams. But as you know, anybody in the NCAA tournament deserves to be there and has done a great job this year, and so we have to do a great job as a coaching staff at preparing our kids to play. Miami
is 5-6 away from Coral Gables. That was the same identical road record they had in 2009, and you said this from the outset, that you guys really do take care of business at home. And I think it's really important for you guys, especially one of the themes this year is when you guys have a great first set, things to go your way.
Yeah, and the Big Ten, we are so used to playing in front of big crowds, and ours is no different, playing at University Gym. And you're exactly right, when we build that confidence and we come out with an aggressive attack mentality, I think we have a great match ahead of us. So we're going to really focus on doing that and getting the crowd involved early and really using that home court advantage for us.
And the times for the matchups this weekend, the first one will take place at 5 o'clock between Alabama A&M, the squad that you played earlier in the year down at Georgia Tech, against Tennessee. And then the Hoosiers, of course, will play at 7 p.m. against Miami. And the winners of both matchups will play at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Finally, Coach, to close out the show, what are some of the messages you're sending to the team this week?
Wow, just, you know, we got to stay as healthy as we can this week and as fresh as possible. And just to use the things, the opportunities that we're given right now and that were earned to our advantage. And I know our kids are so fired up. We've had a great week of practice so far. They're already watching a ton of film. That's a great thing. We have a very resilient bunch, very high-energy bunch, and I know how excited they are to be in the NCAA tournament, but not just to get in. We really want to earn that respect in the NCAA tournament now and use what we had during the year of playing in the Big Ten and the preparation that we did all year to go as far as we can.
It's bound to be a rockin' atmosphere this weekend, so make sure you get there early to get a seat. On behalf of Coach, the seniors, and Kyle Kuhlman, I'm Dave Leno. Best wishes, everyone.